with respect to Grace's cruel treatment against you, has she falsely accused you of adultery?
Yes.
And has she falsely accused you of some sort of physical abuse of her during this divorce?
Yes.
And did we actually have a temporary orders hearing where she tried to get you kicked out the house and the judge denied that request?
Yes.
I will take a lie detector test. I'm not that person.
And we are here today set for a final trial for a divorce. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
The only issue before the court is the division of a marital residence, investment accounts, some separate property claims, and a reimbursement claim. Is that correct?
There's not a reimbursement claim, I don't believe. It's just the equitable division of the community estate.
Okay, got it. All right, so.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yeah, well, I was just getting ready to say you can do your opening statement. So you all are given 30 minutes aside. That will include any opening and closing statements that you would like. If you choose to make one, you absolutely do not have to make one. It will also include any examination, like the tendering of any exhibits. So at this time, Ms. Jackson, you may make an opening statement. I also want to let you know too, because you're representing yourself, you're held to the same standard as Attorney Sorrell. So you're able to make legal objections. You're able to call yourself as a witness. You're able to call Mr. Jackson as a witness or any other witnesses that you may like. Just know that you're also held to the same standard in the sense that Attorney Sorrells can also make legal objections to your questions, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ms. Jackson, at this time, would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes. You want me to stand?
If it's better for you to stay seated, that's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My husband, we were legally separated. I was still in the house. And in the middle of the night, he decided he wanted to kick me in both my legs. He kicked me in my right leg first. That's where he started. And I said, "Why are you kicking me?" And he said, "I didn't kick you." And I said, "Yes, you did." And so I got up and I sat in the chair and I waited for him to go to sleep. I got back up and I got back in the bed. And this time he kicked me in the left leg as hard as he could several times. But this time I had an infection. I have 4 cancers in my body. The 5th one is in my left leg where he kicked me. And the doctor told me, she said,
Objection, hearsay.
Okay, you can't tell me what sustained. You can't tell me what anyone else said that's not in the courtroom, okay?
okay.
Okay.
Anyway, when he kicked me in the left leg, in reading, I can say what I read if I can't. Okay. What I read was because he kicked me in the leg, it went into my bloodstream. And when it goes into your bloodstream and you have as much cancer in your body as I have, you're subject to die. And before anybody could say anything, I was crying. And the person said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Apparently nobody's aware that that I have 4 cancers, now 5 in my leg. That means I can die." And so they said, "I'm sorry, we weren't aware." And so I haven't been able to, I'm doing just what I read online myself, Your Honor, nobody else. And it says that the cancer will end up going into your heart. And I've since had to go to the doctor because of my heart. And then he said, on top of that, I don't want to lie, Your Honor, because I've been going through enough. But he said, he said, any of your vital organs, he said they can shut down without, I can, even reading, it says that I can die because of the impact and everything that's already closing down in my body. And so every night I suffer with pain in both my legs, and it's having my legs, my foot turned to the right or to the left. And I actually have to sit on the edge of the bed until the pain stops. The doctor's nothing that can be done because the damage was done when it was kicked, when I was kicked in that leg where the cancer was. So the only thing I have that I can do now is just wait and see what the Lord's gonna do. If he's gonna let me stay here or if he's gonna take me, because my heart's already and other portions of my body's already doing what the paper said that I read. That's all I was gonna say, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Attorney Sorrells, would you like to make an opening statement?
No, but I will reserve cross-examination during my case.
Okay,
Okay, and yeah, briefly, an opening statement.
go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a 33-year marriage. There is a presumption of community property in the state of Texas. No tracing has been done in this case. And what we are seeking today, after the evidence is presented, is a fair, just, right, and equitable division of the community estate, which includes allowing my client to purchase the marital residence for approximately $142,000 after all offsets are considered by the court. And with that, Your Honor, I'd like to call Mr. Jackson.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Okay.
So your client lives in the house right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, she's the petitioner. Ms. Jackson, do you have any witnesses you would like to call at this time? You may call yourself as a witness too.
When I left the residence, you want me to stand up?
If it'll be better if you sit right here, or if you're more comfortable sitting there, that's fine. So go ahead.
When my husband kicked me when I was in a deep sleep, not only did he kick me in the infected leg, but my heart would start where sometimes I would just pass out. And during the time I was still at home, I was begging him to take me to the emergency room, and he wouldn't. And so I just lay there. I could not take myself because I was passing out. I couldn't call anybody because I was passing out. I was too weak. And then when I did get to the hospital, and they brought me I was in the waiting room, and then they brought me in the back, and they gave me to a doctor, and that doctor told me what was going on with my body, and once I told her that I did have the cancers in my body, and she said, I'm gonna do all I can to help you to get you well. But Your Honor, when all of this was over and done and they dismissed me from the hospital, he picked me up and brought me home. But when I went back to the hospital to get proof of my hospitalization, they said I was never there. I said, I can tell you who the doctor is. I forgot her name. I could tell you that the nurse was from the Virgin Islands. She's tall and she's big. I can describe everything that happened to me. I told her that I was passing out in the room, and that Virgin Island girl came in, and that she said, I can't do nothing. I have to call the doctor. She called the doctor on the speakerphone, and the doctor said, what do you mean she's passing out? Can't you see that IV is too much? Take it out of her arm. She can't take that. And she took it out, but I was still passing out. And the nurse went back to the nurse's station. And all night, Your Honor, I was passing out and nobody there to help me.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, you can use your time however you want to, right?
Okay.
What I want you to do though is tell me about the issue. So you heard me earlier say the issues. I'll repeat them to you.
Okay.
Because in order to do for anything for either one of you, I have to have the evidence that supports, okay? So the issues that I have are the marital residence, dividing the investment account, so any 401ks, retirements, as well as any separate property you may own or your husband may own. So those are the issues before me. So in order to be able to make a decision that's just and right, you have to tell me about those issues, what you want me to know. What is it that you're asking for me to do today with those pieces of property or those claims? Does that make sense?
It makes sense, Your Honor.
Okay, go
And I
ahead.
can tell you, the house, we bought a house, and the first part of the house that we paid for, he paid the first, whatever they told us we had to pay to get the house, he paid a half and I paid a half. And then as time went on, we were paying the note, and I told him, I said, Elmer, we need to get rid of this house payment. We don't need it. We can afford to pay it off. And being honest, he told me, I don't have money to pay it off. I was working for corporate America. I had a good job, and I was actually getting bonus checks because I did. We were 50 some of us, and I was on the top of the ones that was producing the most. So I had extra money. I paid the balance of the 2 cars off, and I paid the balance of the house off. And when the titles came in I showed Elmer the papers, and he said, what's this about? Why are they showing we paid the stuff off? And I said, because I did, and they sent it to me, not to Elmer. And it doesn't matter because I know that the house was both our houses, not just mine. But I got tired of having bills, John, and I said, let's pay it off. He wouldn't. I had available money and the extra money I was getting for bonuses. So I took my bonus money and I paid the cars off and the house. But when he was getting not nice to me, I had to leave. And when I got ready to leave, he told me I wasn't taking the car that I've already driven, which was the Acura. And I said, I always drive. It was always considered my car. Every car that we sold, he sold. I never saw the money for it. I never asked for the money. It's community. It's the 2 of us. It's a marriage. But the house.
Let me ask you a question. What type of car do you drive now?
I drive the Acura.
What year, make, and model?
2016.
What type of Acura?
I can't remember the name of it.
Okay. What color?
It's gray. It's a 4-door. And I only had 20-some, right now I only have 20-some thousand miles on it, Your Honor. I never really go a lot of places, so I kept it low in mileage.
Okay.
I did right, and I'm not, I can only say for me, I didn't do any wrong to my husband, and he know I never did.
What type of car does he drive?
He drives a Camry. He got his before I got mine. So it's probably 2 to 4 years, I would gather. I don't know for sure, Your Honor.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Both of the vehicles were purchased during the marriage?
Both of them
All right, and the home was purchased during the marriage?
during the marriage.
The home is currently paid off?
The home, I paid the balance of both the houses, and the house and the cars, yes, ma'am.
All right, so no balances on
Neither one.
neither, okay. Do you have a 401k or a retirement account?
The 401k and the retirement account is in the thing. I also, Your Honor, if I may say, I had some attorneys working for me, and they found where my husband, Elmer, had I guess it's an Exxon, and it was an investment because I don't know if it was stock or what. And he was already $1 million and he was headed toward his 2nd million. But I gave it to my attorney to the house to see. And so she said, okay, she said, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go. I said, well, give me time to go in the room, use the bathroom. And I said, and put some shoes on, I'll be right out. So when I came out, she wasn't in the house. I went outside to see her, and she was backing out of the driveway, and she didn't look to say bye or nothing. And I said, well, why didn't she say bye to me? She just left out my house. But when I came in, Your Honor, the papers that I showed her, which is now missing, and that's why I don't have them, they were all gone off my coffee table and my computer. I made her own personal copies, but she took them all. So I don't have any evidence.
Okay, what, do you know the balance of your 401k?
They have the 401k.
I have all of our exhibits and summaries. We
In
have
Exhibit 5?
balances. It's more than, we have balances as of September 30th of 2025, when we thought we were going. I have an exhibit, Your Honor,
I
that
think it's Exhibit 5. I just couldn't tell if, wait a minute, those are checking accounts, never mind.
I did checking accounts, which is a separate exhibit for each, and then the retirement accounts for
Which exhibit is that?
for the wife.
Yes, her retirement account.
Okay, let's look. I think what R5, wife savings account.
Yeah, R5 or checkings and
Okay,
savings
R3,
accounts.
R3. That's the summary of it, and it's actually RAs. R3 says summary of wife's IRA accounts. So if you look at that exhibit, you'll see the summary and then
All of them.
reporting.
Okay.
Yes.
So with I see a Roth IRA, 2 other IRAs, and a JP Morgan account, totaling $574,764.68. Does that sound, and that was as of September 30th. Does that sound about right? For each one of those? Does that sound about right, Ms. Jackson?
Yeah, I had 4, yes.
Does that amount sound correct?
That was the
574,764?
last count I saw, Your Honor.
That was in September? Okay, okay.
But mind you, Your Honor, I must say this. When I paid off the balance on the cars and the house, I did use some of my money to do that with, because I always put my bonus and my checks in the account. But what I did have that I don't have proof of now is where he was writing big checks out of the checking account. So and he said he had no money to help me pay the balance of the cars and the house, but he was writing 4,000 or 5,000 or whatever he wanted out of the account. And it was nothing I could do about it.
When you say the account, are you talking about a
Our
joint?
joint.
Okay.
Mhm.
On these accounts, these JP Morgan accounts, do you know which one that you pull from in order to pay off you all's debts?
Now, those, when I paid off our debts, the bonus checks I was telling you that I got when I was working, I used those to pay off the car.
Okay.
And pay, yes.
So did you ever take a loan from your 401ks?
I never took nothing.
Okay.
I
all
never
right.
took anything out of any of my things until, like when I'm by myself and I needed some money and had to pull it from somewhere.
Do you have any outstanding loans on any of these?
Ma'am, I being honest, I don't like bills, so I always pay my bills off. So I might have something where I charge on a charge card,
Okay.
but to say a big amount, that's
Okay.
not me.
Do you have an outstanding debt on like a credit card right now?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All
'Cause
right.
when I get my credit card bills, I pay them.
Do you have any outstanding debt right now?
I probably have checks that they haven't cashed yet. But that hasn't come out of my account.
Yes, ma'am.
But as far as that, like I said, the house, the cars, all of that paid off. I bought furniture because he wouldn't let me take anything out the house. And he wouldn't let me take a bed, but the guys convinced him. He said, "You wanted to sleep on the floor?"
Where do you live right now?
I live in a lady, I don't know who she is, I never met her, but I can't live in an apartment because of my medical condition. And she said, "You have to stay away from people because you're critical. You can die anytime."
Oh, okay, so
So
listen to
I
my
stay by
question. Where do you
myself.
live?
I stay
Okay,
by myself, and I live in Baytown. Well, I live on the border of Mount Bellevue in Baytown, Texas.
do you pay any bills there?
I pay all my bills there. I have to pay my lease, my utilities, my groceries, my everything comes out of there, Your Honor. I don't have any extra money other than what she's showing. And I don't have that because my attorney has that. I don't have nothing to bring to you today.
Okay.
When I left, Your Honor, I didn't leave the house with anything, just the clothes on my back, some jeans and tops in my car. I haven't taken anything out the house. Everything that was there is still there. some of the furniture I purchased before I married him are still in that house. Some of my furniture that he gave to his son when we moved. And when I got to the house, I asked him, where's my furniture? And he said, I gave that to my son. You didn't like it anyway. We'll buy you something new. I bought good stuff, Your Honor, when I was by myself with my daughter, because I couldn't afford to buy any more later in the year. So everything I bought, I put it on payments, but I bought good stuff to last me because I knew I wouldn't be able to buy any more.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know?
Other than I'm still suffering from the pain of him kicking me in both my legs. And my sister can tell you, I got sick last night and I sit on the side of the bed, and when I look, my right foot was turned like that, and that happens, but I can't move. I just have to sit there until it subsides, until it goes down. And then I wait and I get back in the bed. Now that happens often. The doctor told me that they called and said, he still wants to see you about your heart. But the main doctor told me, she said, when that infection went in your bloodstream, that sepsis, you can die. She said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I didn't look at your chart to see you already had 4, and that leg that he kicked you in was another cancer. I said, yes. I said, and yes, doc, I know that I can die, but there's nothing I can control. He kicked me and he opened that wound up and it went in my bloodstream. I can't do nothing about that. So I live a day at a time, Your Honor. I don't complain. I get as much as I can get in grocery. I don't buy a lot, but I'm surviving on my own, with my own money.
Okay. All right. And Attorney Sorrells, you said you wanted to wait until after she's done to cross. Okay. So Ms. Jackson, would you like to call another witness at this time?
All my witnesses are gone, and my sister Sheila, she was there with me some of the time, so she knows, but she don't know like I know, because I'm the person that, and she'll tell you, I don't talk about anybody when something happened. I usually keep it to myself and ask the Lord to give me strength to be able to get past it and do what I need to do. So I don't bother my family. But one thing I could say about my mom and my dad, they're both dead today. Both of them always said, Mother says, I'm going to tell you this, don't tell your sisters and brothers. And the last time before Daddy died, we were at his house playing cards, and my sister was reneging. And she left. She walked, and my sister got my car and went picked up and took her home. And Daddy said to his wife, he said, what's wrong? And he said, we were playing cards, and Leela reneged, and Daddy said, stop. He said, let me tell you something right now. I can tell you about all my children. I'm only going to talk about one right now. And she said, okay. She said, this one is sitting right here. Ever since she's come in the world, she will give you her last money and the clothes off her back. But this child won't steal or take nothing from you. She has always been like that. And I said, Daddy thought that way of me. And Mother said, I can tell you this, don't tell your sisters and brothers. So they looked at me as a person that they can confide in. And I took care of my mom, my sisters and brothers, and my husband can tell you I'm telling the truth, because he was at the house when I came outside. I said, they want to steal my mother's house from me and give it to my sister. And I said, no. And they told me, well, you have to sign. And I said, I'm not signing, Your Honor. It was 10:30 at night. I said, Elmer, let's go. And he said, I can't go anywhere because I'm blocked in. And he stayed sitting, talking to them. I went outside. He was not blocked in, Your Honor. And I said, Lord, give me the strength to go from my house all the way to my mother's house on the highway, down through the wooded area where nobody is. And I asked the Lord to keep me strong and don't let the dogs and nothing get me. And my little sister was out looking for me, the one that's there, she can tell you that. And I got home, Your Honor, and I just laid on the floor and thanked the Lord for getting me home safely. But I don't go after nobody. And Elmer can contest. I haven't gone after Elmer for nothing. he did me wrong, but I don't do anything to him. I don't badmouth him. I don't do none of the above. I just try to take care of myself and ask the Lord to leave me here a bit longer, but I don't know. I'll stop you on. I'm sorry I used so much of your time.
No, you're okay. You're using your time, and you have what 14 minutes and 54 seconds left. So like I said, you can use it how you would like. Those are all of the questions that I have. Wait a minute, one more question. You said the furniture. You said your husband gave the furniture to his son, your son?
His son.
His son? Okay. What kind of furniture are we talking about?
Your Honor, when it was just my daughter and I always buy good furniture. Elmer can tell you, he's seen my furniture when we took it from my house and brought it to his house. I buy furniture that I don't have to buy again. And I never buy, I buy good stuff. I pay my bills on time and I do the right thing. But when I got ready to move to the house that he's living in now, Elmer was giving away stuff as he moved because he didn't want to be bothered with it. But the stuff that he was giving and the stuff he was selling in the house to the people was the things that I had in my house when it was me and my daughter. Did I complain? Did I fuss at him? I don't curse, I don't smoke, I don't drink, none of the above. But I gave it to the Lord. And I said, okay, Lord, you know what I need, and I know you're a provider. I never harass Elmer about nothing, and he can, if he tells you the truth, he'll tell you I'm not that kind of person. I never have been and never will be, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. If you don't have any other witnesses at this time, do you rest?
I don't know if my sister has anything she might want to say.
Okay, so if you
My
call,
sister.
okay, if you call her as a witness, you'll have to ask her questions.
She has not been disclosed. I would object.
Okay, so that's an objection that you're going to, you would have to overcome. So when she said disclose, you remember when you had your attorney, y'all did discovery? And you all had to exchange discovery? Do you remember that?
I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, so in the discovery, your attorney would have had to list out the names of the people that were going to be called as witnesses today in this case. So then that Mr. Jackson is able to properly defend whatever it is that they were going to say. So it can't be a surprise. So in order to have had your sister testify, she would have had to been disclosed during that discovery period.
I don't remember doing that, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So absent any disclosure with her, I have to sustain her objection, meaning that she's unable to testify, okay?
Okay. It's
Okay.
okay. I want to do the right thing. I'm not here to do the wrong thing.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So at this time, do you rest?
If that's what I need to do, yes.
Well, it's if you don't have any other questions.
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So at this time, I'm going to move over to him. He'll be able to call his witnesses through his attorney, and his attorney will then ask you cross-examination based on the testimony that you provided to me. Does that make sense? Okay, and Attorney Sorrells, I'm going to allow her to testify from her mic.
That's fine.
Okay.
You got the call.
And sir, just pull the microphone closest to your mouth.
May I proceed?
Yeah. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
State your name for the record.
My name is Elmer, Elmer, middle initial O, last name Jackson Sr.
And did you file a counter petition for divorce in this case on July the 11th, 2023?
Yes,
Are you presently married to Grace Dole Jackson?
yes,
Were you and Grace domiciliaries of Texas for the preceding 6-month period and residents of this county for the preceding 90-day period from the date the counter petition was filed?
yes,
Did you and Grace marry on May 23rd, 1992?
yes,
Did Grace physically move from the marital residence in DeSoto, Texas in April of 2024?
yes,
And have you and Grace been married for 33 years?
yes.
How old are you?
81.
How old is Grace?
70, 78, 79,
Okay,
approximately,
okay.
please.
Has the marriage become insupportable because of a discord or conflict of personalities that destroys the legitimate ends of the marriage relationship?
Yes,
Do you also believe Grace is guilty of cruel treatment towards you of a nature that rendered further living together insupportable?
yes,
Now, is there any reasonable expectation of reconciliation between you and Grace?
no,
Now, with respect to Grace's cruel treatment against you, has she falsely accused you of adultery?
yes,
And has she falsely accused you of some sort of physical abuse of her during this divorce?
yes,
And did we actually have a temporary orders hearing where she tried to get you kicked out the house and the judge denied that request?
yes,
And has she also falsely accused you of hiding money from her in this divorce?
yes,
And do you have evidence that she's been taking money and hiding money from you during this 33-year marriage?
yes,
Okay. Now, were any children born to or adopted by you and Grace during the marriage?
no,
And is she expecting a child at this time?
no,
Did you work full time during the marriage and invest a portion of your earnings for retirement?
yes.
And who did you retire from and in what year?
I retired from Mobile in the year 2000.
And did you ever have any Exxon stock?
No, I never worked for Mobile. I never worked for Exxon.
Okay. And did Grace also work full time during the marriage and invest a portion of her earnings for retirement?
Yes,
And you recall the year she retired?
approximately 2001 or 2002.
And who was her employer?
Ver- uh,
Was it Verizon?
Verizon, yes,
Now, after you and Grace retired, did you and Grace have a combined retirement account portfolio with Wells Fargo with a primary account number of 3598-1817 that included all of your retirement accounts, IRAs, and all of Grace's retirement accounts, IRAs, and joint brokerage or tax accounts? Did y'all have all of that with Wells Fargo?
yes,
Okay, I want you to look at what is marked as Exhibit R13. It would be at the bottom, at the back. You see that little Exhibit R13?
yes,
Okay, now is that a snapshot of all of the combined retirement accounts that you and Grace had during this marriage with Wells Fargo?
yes,
And is that a snapshot as of June 30th, 2024?
yes,
And there are accounts in your name and accounts in her name, is that correct?
yes,
And at that time, on June 30th, 2024, was the combined value of your accounts $1,138,652.04.
yes,
All right. Okay, now, prior to Grace moving out of the marital residence, were the accounts listed in R 13 separated into two new accounts with new financial companies with your IRA accounts and taxable account in your name only, and then Grace's IRA accounts and taxable account in her name only?
yes,
Okay, I want you to look at what is marked as R2. Is R2 a summary as of September 30th, 2025, showing the value of all of your IRA accounts and taxable account in your name only?
yes,
And is that amount as of September 30th, 2025, $568,076.50?
yes,
Okay, well, you look at what's been marked as R3. Is Exhibit R3 a summary as of September 30th, 2025, showing the value of all of Grace's IRA accounts and her taxable account in her name only.
Yes,
And is her total amount as of September 30th, $574,764.68.
yes,
Okay, and she has more than you. She had more than you as of that time. Is that correct?
yes,
All right. And do you have copies of the statements underlined under the summary for your accounts and for her account?
yes,
Okay, now with respect, okay, higher value, okay. Is Exhibit R4 a summary of all of your bank and credit union accounts in your name only as of September or October of 2025? Is that what R4 is? Or
Yes.
those accounts? And as of that date, did you have a total amount in these little personal accounts of $58,662.69?
yes,
All right. And I want you to look at R5. Is R5, Exhibit R5, a summary of bank and credit union accounts that Grace disclosed to us late in November? Grace disclosed to us that are in her name only, and then with copies of the underlying statements on R5.
yes,
And as of about August 29th of 2025, Grace had $110,882.25 in her checking accounts alone. Is that correct?
yes,
And is the amount in her little personal accounts and credit union accounts, is it higher than yours? Is her amount higher than yours?
yes,
All right. Exhibit R6. Now let's talk about Exhibit R6. Is Exhibit R6 a copy of a June 30th, 2025 joint JP Morgan brokerage investment account belonging to you and Grace?
yes,
And as of June 17th, and if you go to that page 6, well, I'm sorry, as of June 17th, it had a value of $58,599.41. Is that correct?
yes,
Did you discover that all of that money was moved out of that account without your knowledge?
Hold on one second, counsel. You said R6?
Yes.
Okay, because my R6 only has 2 pages.
Okay. It's a thick one. I have another.
Okay, hold on, let me see. Oh, it's 2 of them. One is A. Okay, I'll follow you now.
Okay.
Page 6.
Right. Okay. R6.
Got it.
Okay. And did you go to the bank when we were preparing inventories and things? What did you discover about the funds in that investment account?
it wasn't there anymore.
And did you do some investigation to find out what happened to the funds?
Yes,
What happened to the funds?
the funds was transferred from the joint investment account to Grace savings account.
Okay. Did you agree that for Grace to do that?
No,
And weren't there standing orders in effect that forbade that?
yes,
And did we have to work really hard to get the bank statement to see where the funds ultimately went?
yes,
Okay. And will you look at what's marked as Exhibit 6A? Do you see 6A?
yes,
Is that Grace's personal savings account?
yes,
And does it show the $58,708.65 going into that account from a brokerage account also on June 17th?
yes,
So when you look at Exhibit 6 and 6A, you can see where Grace took money out of the joint account without permission, without an order from the court, and then had it all transferred into her personal account. Is that accurate?
yes,
All right. And that's Grace who did that, correct?
correct.
All right. And as far as you know, does Grace still have that money? I mean, has she given any of it or any portion of it to you as of today?
No.
Okay, and so do you believe that one half of those funds in that account in the amount of $29,299.71 should belong to you?
Yes.
All right, let's look at exhibit number R7. Is that an appraisal value of the 2012 Toyota Camry vehicle that you drive?
Yes.
Okay, and how many miles do you have on that car?
58.
All right, and what's the value on that car? You see that middle number?
Wow.
Okay, we can move on. Exhibit number R8, is that a value of the 2016 Acura RLX motor vehicle that's in Grace's possession?
Yes.
And did you ever have any issue with Grace having that Acura vehicle?
No.
Okay, and with respect to that Acura vehicle, R8, does it show that the Blue Book value, Edmunds appraisal of that vehicle with the 25,300 miles, the value of that vehicle, $22,525?
Yes.
And with respect to your vehicle with the 58,000 something miles on it, is that Camry Motor Vehicles, does Edmunds appraise that vehicle $14,420?
Yes.
And so the vehicle that's in Grace's possession is worth more than the vehicle in your possession. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And I want you to look at Exhibit 9. Is Exhibit 9 a copy of your December 6, 2024 joint Chase checking account?
Yes.
And did the funds in that account belong to you and Grace? Is that correct?
Yes.
And it had a balance of $2,403 as of November 7, 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did Grace transfer all of those funds out of that account without your consent and in violation of the court standing orders to a personal account of hers?
Yes.
And as far as you know, does she still have possession of those funds?
Yes.
And do you believe that one half of the funds in the amount of $1,201.51 belong to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is exhibit number 10 a verified response of Grace's interrogatory, a verified response of her interrogatories?
Yes.
And in that interrogatory response, did Grace accuse you of having an adulterous affair with your neighbor before the marriage and during the marriage?
Yes.
Is that true or false?
False.
Okay. And when did you tell the court how y'all met your neighbor?
When we moved to 1236 Frenchman's in DeSoto, Texas, shortly after we moved, Grace and I, my neighbor was outside working in the yard. Grace and I went outside to introduce ourselves to the neighbor.
Was that your first time meeting her?
That was the first time I ever met her.
Okay, so her interrogatory, her response to interrogatory number 1 that said you've been sexually involved with your neighbor before the marriage and during the marriage is just a flat out lie, isn't it?
Yes.
But she swore that it was the truth. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. All right. Exhibit number 11. Is exhibit number 11 your sworn inventory and appraisement?
Yes.
And does it list, if you go through the documents, it'll list financial accounts with financial institutions for both you and Grace? Does it also list your retirement accounts for both you and Grace? It talks about that security that Grace illegally withdrew the money. It has the Chase account that we were just referring to. It has the value of your vehicles. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and then you swore that that's true and accurate based on your recollection and your knowledge. Is that correct?
yes,
And is that information, we put together and verified and you swore to and had notarized in the presence of you signed in the presence of a notary public?
yes,
All right. Now, did you and Grace purchase the current marital residence in September of 2004?
yes.
Okay, and I want you to look at what's been marked as exhibit number 1. Tell the court what that is.
Exhibit 1,
Is exhibit 1 the appraisal of the marital residence?
yes,
All right, and so did you have that marital residence appraised as September 30th, 2025?
yes,
And did we file a business record affidavit of the court? And Judge, I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of that, but it's also exhibit R1.
The court will, it's already in evidence. I can't take judicial notice of it.
Okay. I mean, it was filed, a separate business record, and then I did an exhibit, but okay.
Okay, so the court will take judicial notice of the entire contents of the court's file.
Okay, all right. Now, is the value of the marital residence $430,000?
yes,
Okay, and is the mortgage paid in full?
yes,
And do you want to buy out Grace's 1/2 undivided interest in the marital residence?
yes,
Okay, and so if it's appraised at 215, at 430, then half of that would be $215,000. Is that correct?
yes,
Now, because Grace took that money illegally from that joint JP Morgan brokerage account, do you want the court to deduct half of that amount, which is $29,299.71 from that 215 of the mortgage? Deduct that amount from the mortgage.
yes,
And then with respect to that money that Grace got illegally, can she have it all?
yes,
Okay, now, and then we talked about the joint Chase checking account where Grace closed that out, and half of that belonged to you was $1,201.50. Do you want the court to also deduct that amount from the 215?
Yeah.
215,000, and let Grace have all that money that she took from that account?
yes,
Okay, and then now there's also a cell phone bill that you've been paying for Grace. Is that correct?
yes,
And as of the last time we were here, you had paid $1,000 on that cell phone bill. Is that correct?
yes,
And she has stopped paying it. And so, do you also want the court to deduct $1,000 for that cell phone bill?
yes,
And do you also want permission to terminate that contract when you're divorced?
yes,
All right. And now let's talk about Grace's account. Did we receive a document after we had the hearing for trial? That's exhibit number 14. Do you have exhibit number 14? Where Grace had an unexplained account with $84,783.02 in that account. Do you see that?
yes,
All right. Now, you understand Texas is a community property state.
yes,
And do you have any idea where Grace got that money from?
no,
Okay. Now, did anyone in her family die that you know of, anything like that? Who would be in a position to give her money?
no,
All right. Do you think that that's money that Grace had tucked away during this 33-year marriage?
yes.
Why do you believe that?
Grace was responsible for the financial end of our marriage. She took care of the financial situation. She paid the bills. She moved money around, and I was responsible for other situations of responsibilities in the marriage.
Okay. Did you trust her?
Sarah?
Did you trust her?
I trusted Grace. I never Grace knew I trusted her. I never went behind Grace's back to check to see what she was doing with the finances. Whatever she did, it was okay with me. I was responsible for the lawnmowers, cutting the grass, trimming the shrubbery, the vacuums. If there was an issue there, then I'm responsible there because that's where my emphasis was. Grace was responsible for taking care of the financial situation, paying the bills, moving money around, making sure that everything was taken care of.
Okay, okay. Okay. And that's good. So now I want to strike that. With respect to that money that showed up in that account, R14, do you also want the court to deduct $42,391.51, which would be your one half of the funds, deduct that also from the $215,000 to buy out Grace's interest in that marital residence?
Yes,
And then she can keep that money, is that correct? She can just have all of it. You want that deduction?
yes,
All right. Now, let's talk about your proposed property division, and I want you to look at 12A because we did the first one and then we did a revised, a second amended. Is that your request for relief, 12A at the bottom?
yes,
Okay, you want the court to actually grant the divorce today so you can file like separate, on your 2025 taxes, is that correct?
yes,
And do you want the court to allow you to keep all household furnishings and possessions and personal items in your possession, award them to you and let you have those?
yes,
Do you want the court to allow you to have all of the personal accounts, credit accounts, not credit accounts, IRA accounts, retirement accounts, and little checking accounts, all of that to you in your name?
yes,
And then do you want all life insurance policies and cash values of those policies awarded to you as well?
yes,
And you want the Toyota Camry XLE motor vehicle, the 2012 that you've been driving, is that correct?
yes,
And you want to be awarded 100% interest in the marital residence, subject to you paying Grace $141,000, 107, 141, 107.08 for her one half undivided interest in the house within 60 days. Is that correct?
yes,
All right. And do you have some financing available? We're just waiting to see what the outcome is.
yes,
So in exchange for you giving Grace that amount of money, you want the court to award you her one half divided interest in the property. Is that correct?
yes,
All right. And on Exhibit 12, we also walk through our deductions and how we arrive at that $142,000 for the marital residence. Is that correct?
yes,
Now, and with respect to property to Grace, are you good with Grace having everything in her possession, including that car?
yes,
And you do want some offset because her car value is higher than your car value. Is that correct?
yes,
All right. And then all of her personal accounts, all of her retirement accounts, everything in her possession, including the funds from that JP Mortgage investment account that is now closed because it had zero balance. She can have that. And then that $84,000 in that account that was on Exhibit 14. You're okay with her having all of that?
yes,
Okay. And you want the court to order each of you to pay your own, bills, all bills you got after the date of separation.
yes,
All right. And based on your request for relief, do you think that is a fair, just, and right division of the community estate?
yes,
And again, your request for relief is more fully set out in your Exhibit 12A. Is that correct?
yes,
All right. And with that, I want you to have your day in court. So again, have you ever cheated on Grace?
no,
Have you ever abused Grace or anything like that?
No,
And were there ever any issues of domestic violence between you and Grace before the marriage or while it was pending?
no.
All right, now, and I know you're entitled to your day in court and you waited for it. I don't know how much time we have, but is there something else you want the judge to hear?
You
Ye-
have 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Go ahead, it's yours.
As honest and as truthfully as I can say to this court, I have not committed adultery with Grace. I have tried to carry myself in a way where my lifestyle corresponded with my professional faith. I wanted my walk to match my talk. Whoever I was in possession with, talk to, I wanted them to know that I was married to Grace. I have never abused Grace. Grace is talking about when I'm sleeping sometime in my sleep, I'll jump, I'll move. I said to Grace, I said, Grace, I'm sorry that my leg kicked you. I had no intentions of kicking her. I apologized to her. I told her I would tie my legs together if she wouldn't leave the bedroom, if she would stay in the bed. As it relates to uh, 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 hiding money from her, I have never hid any money. My responsibility was to take care of the yard, the cars, the shrubbery, the house, and so forth. Grace was responsible for the finances of the marriage. She paid the bills. She moved money here and there. For instance, when she left, she took all the checks with her. She took all of the paperwork with her. Come time for me to pay the bills, I text her and I say, Grace, will you write void on one of the joint checks? Make a copy and send it to me so I can pay the bills. I didn't know the account number, the routing number, so I asked her if she could send that to me. No response. And sometime after that, she closed the account. She moved all the funds to her personal account and closed the account. I went to the bank. I asked the bank to open up accounts so I could pay the bills. I respect this court. I would never do what I'm accused of. There is no evidence that I have abused her. I have mistreated her. I served her. For instance, when for 30 years, she never put gas in the car. She never knew what type of gas that went in the car, the flap on the car. When she wanted to go somewhere, if she was uncomfortable going, I would go with her and we would do a dry run to make sure she knew how to get there and get back. Your Honor, there is no evidence what I'm accused of. I believe that I'm accused of something that I have not done. I respect this court and I plead my case to you.
Thank you. I guess I'm out of time.
27 seconds. I have a question for you, Mr. Jackson. On your exhibit 5, the cashier's check that she was showing me, you'll turn to that one. I think it's page 7 of the exhibit 5.
R5.
Yeah.
From Texas Trust
Yes, sir.
for
It's like $15,000, a cashier's check.
Yeah, with her name on it. You see that? Go to that second page. Did you see that check?
okay, so let me get my glasses to make sure I see that. Okay, yes, I see a cashier's check from Texas Trust for $15,246.37.
Yes, she's claiming, you heard her, she's claiming that you wrote that check or you had that check pulled out. Well, what do you say about that?
I don't understand what this.
And she also said that was one of the checks. She said you pulled out a total of 40,000.
Your Honor, the Texas Trust check for 15,000. I have not withdrawn money from them. I went to them and asked to move some funds, but what they said to me was Grace was the primary person on this account. And they called her to see if I could do what I wanted to do. I wanted some funds. And they denied my funds. I'm assuming this 15,000 is when the account was closed and she moved it from that account. She got a cashier's check, took the funds and moved it to somewhere else. I have no knowledge of this. I have not moved a check of 15,000 from Texas Trust. No, ma'am, I have not.
Okay. So have you, at any point, did you ever remove any money by cashier's check or by withdrawal from her account?
No, I have not. I have not.
Okay. What about the furniture? She said the furniture that she put in the house, you took it and gave it to your son.
When Grace moved from 1236 Frenchman's, she took 2 beds, she took dishes, she would, at nighttime, she went to Lowe's and got those carts that you, with tops on them, that you put dishes in and furniture in and dishes and towels and whatever. She went and got that. And she would take in her room, she wanted a lock on her door, so she kept it locked, so I couldn't get in. I asked her for a key and she said no. She would take furniture and she would take dishes and whatever and put it in her room and fill those cartons up. And then when I would wake up in the morning, she would have the car packed with different stuff in the car and she would move it to her place where she would be.
Go on, tell us.
Where she was going to be living.
How many towels? How many dishes?
Grace took everything that she wanted, and she would leave for me what she wanted me to have. For instance, if we had 12 plates, she left me 4. I didn't object. Let's say, for instance, Grace was making quilts. She had 8, 10, 12 quilts. She took all the quilts and left me none. The towels, most of the towels, all of the sheets and spreads and so forth, she took all of that. I never objected, Your Honor, because whatever she said she was trying to take, I was trying to keep the peace, so I didn't object. I said, fine, if that's what you want. What she's talking about, the furniture that I gave to her son. When we moved to 1236, there was some furniture that she had when we got into marriage. When we moved there, some of the furniture, we didn't take it all with us to the new location. We bought furniture when we moved there. And what we did there, I did give some furniture to my son. By the same token, when Grace gave her house to her daughter, we had purchased furniture in that house. We gave the house, all the furniture, all of everything in the house, we gave it to Grace's daughter.
So I know you said you didn't work at Exxon, you worked at Mobil.
I retired from when Exxon and Mobil merged in 2000. I retired before going to Exxon. I never worked for Exxon.
Okay.
We have no stock. Exxon don't know me.
Do you have any other stock anywhere?
No,
Okay.
I have,
Do you know what she was talking about when she said something about you had $1 million off of something she saw, some documents that she saw?
Your Honor, I have not hid any money from Grace. I have not hid any money from Grace. Grace was responsible for the funds. Our check went to the checking account. She managed that. All of my funds, when I retired from mobile, went to the financial guy. Went to Mike Bliss and the
That Mike.
all of the funds. When I left mobile, I transferred everything to Mike Bliss, who was my financial guy, and he worked for
Look at R13. Who is that account with?
okay, I'm trying to see Wells Fargo.
Okay.
For instance,
Oh, no, that was it. That was all the question. That was all the questions I had for you, Mr. Jackson. I have a question for Mrs. Jackson now. On the exhibits, you were able to see where the transfer went from the investment account, the 58,000?
I couldn't see anything, Your Honor.
Okay, so there was an exhibit that showed his investment account. It was $58,000 removed. And then that same $58,000 showed up on your bank statement. That's in evidence as a deposit. What did you do with that money?
If it's the same amount that I remember back then, when he said something about that, I looked at it, and I'm being honest, Your Honor, when you put something in anybody's bank, it's a date, a time, and the amount. On my account, all I saw was an amount. I'm listening to my husband. I don't know the man that's speaking.
Okay, so let me ask the question again. What did you do with the $58,000 that was deposited in your account?
I didn't do nothing. It disappeared just like it appeared there with nothing, no date, no time, and it left. I don't take anything, Your Honor. I would take a lie detector test. I'm not that person.
Where is there an exhibit that shows the withdrawal?
From the joint account that went into hers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the withdrawal of the 58, is there a statement that shows after it was deposited in the 58, what happened to it?
I don't know, but that's the subject of the order compelling, Your Honor, because she had an account and it actually had $150,000 in it. It was that 84, it was that 58 and 16. And what the judge ordered was that she needed to give me the origin of the money, the new accounts that it went to, and everything. And if she didn't do that, then she was barred from giving any testimony and or evidence to dispute, refute, or challenge any matter that pertains to that subject area. That's all laid out in that order of the motion to compel discovery.
Okay.
And so we don't know what happened. We know it was there, and now we don't know.
Okay. All right.
And I haven't received anything.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. You may return to your seat. Attorney Sorrells, with your last 27 seconds, did you want to ask her any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so do you rest?
Yes, Your Honor, rest.
Okay, so what the court is going to do is to declare you all divorced today. and I'll get you all a ruling out on Monday. I'm going to take a look at all the exhibits, look back at your testimony on the transcript here, and then I'll get you all a ruling on Monday.
One other thing, he testified about the cell phone that's in her possession that he's on the contract on. Can he terminate that?
That'll be on Monday when I get
Okay.
my ruling.
Okay.
Yes.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
He had possession of the phone number. That was his phone number. Elmer never bought a cell phone for me. I bought my own cell phone. His son went with me to AT&T and I purchased it, my own phone. I still have that phone today and I'm paying the monthly bill on it. Elmer has paid nothing on that phone. I'm still paying the monthly note for buying the phone.
Okay.
So,
So I'm going to give you all a ruling out on Monday,
okay.
and it's going to give very clear instructions on what each of you are supposed to do as it relates to the phone, as it relates to the house, the investment accounts, everything. But as of today, you all are declared divorced.
And yeah, just one other thing, and I think this exhibit was one that they submitted its petitioners, Exhibit C. It has several statements, including that $150,000. That was the subject of the order.
Is
of
that in
what's-
the exhibits that are already admitted?
Yeah, it's, I think it's petitioners Exhibit C. We were talking about ours, but yeah, both of
Okay.
us did give exhibits to the court reporter. So that 150 would be in petitioners Exhibit C,
Okay,
and it went out.
all right. Well,